Hey guys, and welcome back. Check out our main website, stumpthespread.com, where you can register a free account to stay up on all the latest at Stump the Spread. Check out our daily free plays every single day. And for those on mobile, things look a little different but function the same way. Register a free account, log in, and access all of our picks every day. Heading into today's college basketball pick video play for March 9th, 2018, going to be talking about this contest here in the SEC tournament between Georgia and Kentucky. Give our lean on who we feel has the better value to cover this spread. Georgia coming into this one today as about 4 to 4.5 point underdogs. And this is one of those classic matchups that we get every year in these conference tournaments where you have the lower seeded team that's able to pick up some confidence and momentum, grabbing a couple of wins as they advance, going into these rounds against the higher seeded teams that maybe have a little bit of rust, but also have some fresher legs. They need to knock off that rust early on in these contests. And just to see how that dynamic plays itself out, of course, Georgia being the lower seeded team here, picking up some wins thus far in the SEC tournament against Vanderbilt and Missouri. Of course, that has them feeling pretty good about themselves right now as they head into their third straight game in 3 days, while Kentucky, they've been able to get a bye up to this point, so they have fresher legs right now, but certainly not that same confidence and momentum that Georgia is going to bring into this matchup, and also probably a little bit of rust that they're going to have to knock off. But back to Georgia here, we really like what we've been seeing out of them thus far in the SEC tournament. They're playing with nothing to lose. Of course, Georgia knows they're not going to be going to the NCAA tournament unless they win the SEC tournament. And actually, this is a Georgia basketball program that we've seen every now and again come into these SEC tournaments and just go on some crazy runs that nobody expects out of them. They're trying to do the same this year. In their last outing, they got past a tough Missouri team by a final of 62-60, and in their SEC tournament opener, the Bulldogs really surprised everybody as they just completely dominated Vanderbilt, picking up that win by a final of 78-62. On the year, Georgia didn't really live up to the expectations they had set for themselves, but a defensive-oriented group, 46th in the nation in total team defense compared to 285th in scoring average, a slight positive plus-minus on the year of about 2 points. Georgia, they're going to be bringing one of the top players into this matchup again here today with forward veteran Yanti Mayton, who's averaging almost 20 points per game and having himself a great year. Going on over to the Kentucky Wildcats, they know that they don't need to win this game to get into the NCAA tournament, even though this hasn't been a dominating Kentucky team by any means, standing 21-10 overall and 10-8 within the SEC. This is still a Kentucky team that's done enough up to this point into the year where they're going to be getting into the NCAA tournament, so they don't have the same urgency coming into this matchup as Georgia might have. In their last outing, Kentucky, they actually had their 4-game winning streak come to an end as they fell to Florida on the road by a final of 67-80. This has been a Kentucky team that's been a bit up and down over the past month of action. They had that 4-game losing streak, followed by the 4-game winning streak, and then, of course, losing in their regular season finale. Although Kentucky teams typically get quite a bit better throughout the course of the regular season and then heading into the postseason under head coach Calipari, especially when you factor in that they're always bringing in these young, talented freshmen that get experience throughout the regular season and then really show what they're made of in the postseason. That's the case almost to an extreme extent this year, given the fact that Kentucky didn't have those glue veteran guys to build around, which has us not as high on this Kentucky team as we've been on the Wildcats in a number of their recent years with head coach Calipari leading the way. But Kentucky, still a talented group. They rank 87th in the nation in scoring average, 144th in total team defense, a plus-minus on the year of right at about 5 points or so. Of course, these two teams went against each other during the regular season, but it was such a long time ago that we don't put a whole lot of stock in that particular result. It was the SEC opener for both teams, and Kentucky got it on their home court, where, of course, they have that great home court advantage. And in that matchup, the Wildcats went on to beat Georgia by a final of 66-61, but that was over 2 months ago, so we don't put a whole lot of stock in that particular result. So coming into this one today, we have a Georgia team that's building off of a lot of confidence and momentum right now, while Kentucky might be a little bit rusty coming to this one. They don't have the same goals to win this battle as Georgia might, knowing that Kentucky is probably already in the NCAA tournament. So with that being the case, we like Georgia to keep things very competitive here. Getting those 4 to 4.5 points feels like a pretty solid value bet. So we're going to go ahead, side with Georgia here as the better value play. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. You disagree, give it a thumbs down. Check out all of our college basketball picks for today over at stumpthespread.com and click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping on in. We hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.